All right, so it looks like we have about everyone in here who is going to be attending our webinar. Our winter webinar for December is Total Control 2013 Winter Updates. To start off, my name is Andrew Olesko. I really appreciate everyone taking time to attend this webinar right before the holidays. I know that everyone's businesses and everyone is just really busy this time of year. So a little background on myself. I'm the lead essentials developer here at PaperStreet, as well as the project manager for the program. I spend most of my time doing websites and updates to our Total Control system and working with our clients who have any issues with Total Control. And a lot of the times I'm asked, basically they're hosting, what updates are we doing to the system. So today I decided to give a brief webinar about basically in the past, what updates we've made in the past month to the Total Control system. We'll be going over today more of just, advanced updates. This isn't necessarily an introductory course. It's targeted more towards clients who are familiar with the system and going over the specific system updates. Okay, so to start off, one moment. So to start off, we first updated the landing page. What you'll notice is a few new items you can go to in the main navigation. You'll see up at the top the contact inquiries, redirects, as well as the landing page just in general being updated slightly. You'll see that there is now a need help or changes to your website section. The first part of the section is training. This basically is for people who are somewhat new to Total Control. If you need a refresher, there is links right there to our 12 demo videos. I believe it's 12. But they're really quick 30-second videos that go over the basics of Total Control. It's basically a great starting point if you're new to the system. There's also a link to a webinar as well as a slideshow that goes with the webinar that is more in depth. It's about a 40-minute webinar. Definitely won't be the most exciting 40 minutes of your life, but you will learn a lot more about our system. So that can definitely help you learn basically the more in-depth functions and basically how to add attorneys and so forth. We also have a link to our help me at paperstreet.com address in the need minor updates section. This goes directly to our ticket system where the developer who basically is normally Stephanie, she will go through and we make updates same day. If you need any assistance as well, we can help out, give you a quick tutorial on Total Control. If you never received training on the system when you first signed up and first launched your website, then Stephanie as well, our support developer, will be able to give you about a 30-minute walkthrough as well. That comes with your website, whether you are Essentials or a custom website. And also, down below, we have the Need a Redesign or SEO. This is really helpful if, let's say, your website's from 2008 and a lot of the newest functions and features, are not being applied to the legacy version of Total Control you're in. It's always good to update from a technology standpoint and from a branding standpoint. Okay, so moving on, the first item that we added to Total Control is the contact inquiries. Clients often come to us with issues regarding their lost contact forms. A lot of times they'll have their own internal mail server or exchange server where the in-house spam will basically, catch all of the contact forms, so they are not coming through. And when spam filters hit, it's hard sometimes to retrieve those contact forms. So now we've completely reprogrammed the send mail script, and now instead of just sending it to the email address, we also have it saved in our system. It will now basically record everything in Total Control. So if let's say you run into one of these issues with the contact form and your spam filter picking it up, or if somehow it's lost, then we will be able to retrieve it right here. So once you actually click on one of the inquiries, right here, the test inquiry, you'll see that it has the date, the client's email address, and then the contents down below is the particular fields that your contact form has programmed into it. So this example is name, email, phone, and comments, and as you can see, it's just testing. And then it also gives you the sender statistics down below from the server. So it'll tell you date sent, time, IP address, and so forth. And you can view all this once again just right in your total control now, which is great. The next part that we're going to be talking about is redirects. Before, we had to manually add all 301 redirects manually through the htaccess file, which is a server-side file that sets specific rules for a given directory on the server. In this case, the directory would be your website in the total control directory. And manually adding them can be cumbersome. So let's say you were changing the name of one of your practice areas. Then what we would do is we would basically we would log in and we would have to manually code everything, and it just really does add a lot of time to it. But to get a little more in depth, since a lot of our clients don't know what a 301 redirect is, it basically is a permanent way of redirecting one URL to another. What's really great about it is it passes 90 to 99% of link juice to the new URL. This is especially useful if we were launching a new website and all the old URLs are going to be changing when we point it over to the new domain. So like for example, I was recently speaking with a client who ranks very high on their website for New York special education lawyer, is like the actual link to her profile. So she wants to make sure that that basically translates over and that she still ranks very high for it. So what we will do when we launch it is we will do a 301 redirect so that it passes all the quote-unquote link juice, which is what it's called in the industry, to the new URL, whatever that will be on her new website. And basically, now that we've added this new feature in Total Control, you will be able to add any of these redirects yourself personally, which is very cool, through the Redirect tab in Total Control. So what we will be doing is, like for example, in the one below right here, let's say someone was changing, from firm news and they want to change the URL to blog. What you can do easily is you just simply type in the old URL here. In this example is after the /, but what you could do is just put the whole URL, so like www.paperstreet.com /firm-news to the new URL, which is www.paperstreet.com /blog. And it's really that simple. You just hit save, and the 301 redirect will be added to the server, and that's it. Okay. So next, what we added was a micro generator for your offices page. You'll see that with the offices page, we added some new fields. And if you're not familiar with the offices page, it's basically what we use to pull in all the information on your attorney bios. So like if on your attorney bio you have information about, like let's say you have 3 offices that you work out of, then what this will do, this is how you manage basically all of that office information. And what we did is we added the new fields for longitude, latitude, days to open, hours, and so forth. And that may seem a little odd at first, but what is really helpful about it is that it ties into your Google Places account. So this is really, important for ranking high for Google Places and, Google Local, as that's becoming more and more important, basically for running successful marketing campaign for your website. And what this uses is what's called a microdata generator, which it uses HTML5 to generate code that's really easy for Google to read using specific, basically, classes in HTML5. So Google automatically picks up on those classes when it's crawling your website. And this is, pretty much the latest and greatest for SEO, and it is definitely very important, and it's definitely going to be a huge addition to Total Control. Okay, so next we added multiple updates to the blog platform. First, what we did is we brought the comments module back. Comments typically on blogs are always spam ridden. We have issues no matter what the content management system is, whether you're in WordPress, Total Control, Joomla, etc. You're going to have issues with basically bots spamming because they just basically are programmed to crawl the web and spam contact forms, if you have issues with that, or comments areas and so forth. And so we originally had to take it down because it did become a security concern, but some of our clients do have a fairly high-ranking blog, a powerful blog. So what they basically will help them with is if they actually do have a big following and they do have clients and clients who are commenting on their blog posts, what they can do is they can now manage all the comments once again. We've added a lot more security. We've completely recoded the entire way it works. We've added a simple CAPTCHA to it, and now because some of our clients who do have a stronger web presence really wanted to make sure that users on the blog could comment on it. So we did bring it back, and should be much stronger from a security standpoint. What else we have added is we completely reprogrammed how the standard RSS feed is pulled in by Google. It doesn't really sound like much, but from a standpoint of Google, reading your RSS feed, we basically updated it to the newest, latest and greatest technology. We recoded how the blog pagination works on all the pages within the blog. Before, it was running off of a JavaScript plugin where it would basically hide pages, and now we have redone the pagination so that it actually separates each page through PHP. And pagination is actually like if you're, for example, in Google search results, if you go down to the bottom, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Pagination is actually what those numbers are right down there. It's called pagination, how you navigate through the different pages on any given website. And we basically also just went through and revamped much of the code for the back end. We made it more secure. We updated it to the latest basically trends, and we just basically made the system much better. All right, next, we just basically made multiple miscellaneous updates to the Total Control back. We revamped how the search feature functions. Previously, we had it so that the search feature would only search areas inside the content module in Total Control. But now we have reprogrammed the entire search feature so that it searches through all of Total Control. We have also added a new way to add custom categories to the attorneys module. So you'll see, for example, here's my first and last name. And normally, as you know, if you've worked in Total Control, when under category, you have to select, let's say, like partner, associate, and so forth. But sometimes we'll have clients who aren't lawyers or who have very specific names for titles at the firm. So what you can do now is when you click Other for the category, it instantly drop downs a blank category field. So that's really useful. Automatically pull it in. One other feature that we added is on the right side under the attorney profile. If you click Advanced Options, if you've seen before, you don't really use many of the fields down there. It's like if you go down, it says like Option 1, 2, 3, 4. We've redone it so that we can customize those for each client. If when we're building the website, there's a particular area, like let's say you want to make sure each attorney has a link to their LinkedIn profile, then when we're building the website, we can modify it so that instead of it saying option 1, it can say LinkedIn, LinkedIn link, and we can add just that link there. So when you're adding a new attorney, you can just add the link right there, and that's obviously just an example. You can really do it for any number of things. So that was it for our Total Control Winter 2013 updates. I just wanted to briefly go over the system, just because, once again, I do work with a lot of clients, and a lot of people want to know what we have been doing to the system lately. So that's it. If you have any questions about what you heard about today in the webinar, I can help explain them to you more in depth. Just email me, Andrew@PaperStreet.com. If you need any updates to your website, feel free to email helpme@PaperStreet.com. And we will be rolling out these updates live on the website, probably first quarter of 2014. They are ready now, but we just need to do a little more internal testing, and we need to make sure that everything is all set. So yes, thank you for taking the time to listen to our webinar today, and I hope you have a great holiday. Thank you.